Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2026. And as always, before I dive into my MLB best bets, I have to let you guys know this video is going to be completely powered by Split Labs because we built you the exact tool that we wanted to use as sports bettors ourselves. We're going to walk over some public betting splits, some line movement, and some market signals across the MLB today together. And if you yourself want to see what the crowd is doing, where the line is going, and what the market is hinting at, it's what we do every single day, especially Monday through Friday, right here on the Split Labs channel with you guys. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and if you want access to everything that you're going to see on the Split Labs dashboard that I'm going to use to land my best bets, head over to the link in the description and the top pinned comment. splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. All right, let's jump into the slate here. Let's do the recap first. Yesterday I stumbled and I almost forgot it, but right, one of the most important pieces of this video. Yesterday, how'd we do? Another solid day on the books. We went 3-1. Let's run it down. Andy Pages under 0.5 hits. I think he took that personally because I think he had one of the best games of his career. I think he had like 2 home runs, like 3 maybe. Just completely demolished everything yesterday. Like, he clearly, I don't know, took it personal and saw the video and was like, yeah, no. So, Andy Pages, I apologize. You're him. Like, I won't ever disrespect you like that again. Fantastic game yesterday by Andy Pages. LA Dodgers minus 1.5. This completely cashed easily against the Astros. McCullers just did not look good. Astros, just the data kind of said it all. Dodgers have not been covering minus 1.5 lately, so the fact that we won this is fantastic, but you can't ever forget who the Dodgers truly are. Juggernaut of a team. When they're on, so this was an easy, no sweat bet here. Braves money line. This I need to correct here. Sorry, guys, we did not have the Braves money line. We had the Mariners money line. What's going on? I have the Mariners money line. What bet am I forgetting? Let me just take a look at my notes really quickly. It's Brewers. Brewers money line is what we were supposed to be looking at there. All right, there we go. Sorry guys. Brewers money line was the next one. Completely cashed comfortably. I think in the first inning they had like 4 runs. It just continued to get easier throughout the entirety of that game. Very non-competitive, so we love to see that. Easy, quick win. And then last but not least, Mariners money line. That was like the trap game of the day. All of the money was on the Braves. It was coming in at plus money, and the data just said you in no way, shape, or form can you take the Braves. Have to take the Mariners. So again, as always, shout out Split Labs dashboard and the data for directing us in the right way and taking the Mariners yesterday. So that brings our record yesterday to 3-1. I did have an extra player prop on the board. It was Jose Altuve, but he was not in the Astros lineup yesterday. So if you remember that better, if you were trying to tail it for whatever reason, full disclosure, I did try to take that bet yesterday in yesterday's video, and he was not in the lineup. So that's why it's not here. Just won't count against the record. But that brings our week to 10, 3-1, which, I mean, guys, pat on the back. But as we always say, quickly celebrating wins, never apologizing for losses. Time to jump into the next set of the slate. Let's take a look. We got another day of early games. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, so this is today's games for Thursday, starting with the Rangers and the Yankees. So Rangers won yesterday. That's the one thing that I'll start and say. So it's like the books got their upset out the way just a little bit. But anyways, looking at the data, we've got 70% of bets, 71% of money coming in on the New York Yankees, minus 1.5. The line movement has not moved at all. It's not concerning to me yet. Just given who the Yankees are, as I always say, anytime that I land on a Yankees bet, anytime you see the Yankees and you see all of this money and whatever, the books know who this team is. It's a public darling. Don't be scared just because you're seeing all of this money and the data says maybe you should possibly think about fading it. It's the Yankees. The books absolutely account for the fact that the Yankees might win, should win. and the public is going to be on them every single time that they do. It just is what it is. So don't really read too much into like the line movement not moving here when it looks at the Yankees. 82% of bets, 86% of money coming in on the money line for the Yankees. Again, not a surprise. The only surprise here is the fact that you're getting the Yankees really cheap at a -132. Money line has not changed. Full disclosure, recording this at 2:33 in the morning. So that is why this looks, a little, I guess, wonky. Maybe the numbers change, prices, all of that good stuff. And then the total, 71% of bets, 73% of money coming in on the over 8. Total has not changed here. I'd say this is probably the most concerning piece of it, is the fact that the total has not changed here when we're looking at an over 8. So with that being said, let's look at the starting pitchers. Let's look at the bullpens here. Rangers actually do have a better bullpen, coming in with a 2.74 ERA. Solid on the opposite side. Don't be nervous at the fact that the Yankees also have they're in red. They still have a solid bullpen at a 3.57 ERA, and they do have some good arms available here as well. So bullpen advantage goes to the Rangers. The only thing, like I said, the Rangers already got their upset win, so I don't necessarily see them doing it back to back against the Yankees. Looking at the weather here does support possibly, some more runs. Makes sense for Yankee Stadium for 12:36 p.m. tomorrow. And then just taking a look at the recent form of both of these teams, the head-to-head so far is a 2-3. They're averaging about 6.4 runs per game. Yesterday ended with a 7. The opening line was an 8.5. And then Yankees, as we know, they were on this fantastic win streak actually before they lost to the Rangers here. Do I think that it happens again? The early games always get a little weird for me, and I always hate taking the over on the first game of the day. I don't feel strongly about this. I'm just going to caution this now. I really don't feel strongly about the Yankees win here. I'm just doing it in the fact that, and this is completely just not data backed, I lean the Yankees pretty heavily just because they are the better team. They should win. Although the Rangers do have that bullpen advantage. I can't see the starting pitcher info right now just because it hasn't come into Split Labs yet. There is a good bullpen advantage to the Rangers. One thing that I will say for the data is the fact that over 8 is getting 71% of bets, 73% of money, and the total has not changed whatsoever. The books respect things like totals. This has not moved whatsoever. I'm going to go under 8 here for Yankees Rangers. It just feels like the play, they're trending in that way as well. I'm surprised that we're still getting like an 8.5 line when these teams are just not averaging a lot of runs. I do lean Yankees money line, but don't put it officially on the Split Labs card. We're just going to go under 8 here and call it a day there. We're just gonna run down the line here. We've got this one looks a little wonky. Twins versus Nationals. 71% of bets, 99% of money coming in on Minnesota Twins -1.5. It's really early, but I am pretty surprised at the amount of bets and money coming in on the Twins spread. The line is moving in favor of the Washington Nationals though, so that is the first, my antennas are already rising there. 66% of bets, 59% of money on the money line. For Washington Nationals money line, it's a pick'em. The books are already adjusting their price, even though it opened at a -104, now sitting at a -108. However, it is aligning with where the public is, so that's a thumbs up so far. And then the total, this is another situation where it's not moving. This is also kind of a sneaky spot that I was eyeing yesterday, where I was I think their game should go under, and it actually skyrocketed over a little towards the end of yesterday's game. 80% of bets, 78% of money coming in on over 9. Total has not changed whatsoever. Books are not carrying, even though 80% of bets coming on this game. Why is that? Well, let's take a look at starting pitchers and who is on the bump with these bullpens. We've got Richardson coming in with a 6.49 ERA. He's not going lengthy innings. He's giving you just enough, going about 5 innings pitched per start in his last 7 starts. And then you got this really bad bullpen for Minnesota, 7.9 ERA. Screaming, what is this? Disgusting. Hiding in a corner. Opposite side, Nationals are coming in with Irvin. He's got a 4.93 ERA. Again, same story. He's giving you just enough innings pitched, about 5 innings, averaging 5 innings pitched per start. However, bullpen is a completely different story. 2.11 ERA coming in for the Nationals. Fantastic bullpen advantage. How do I back this bullpen? How do I back the starting pitcher? The truth is, honestly, you don't. Let me just take a look at who won yesterday. Nationals won yesterday. So that's like a part of my only concern here, is that the Nationals already got this upset yesterday. And they just scored so many runs, 15 runs. Wow. I'm going to lean into, I lean the Nationals again. Let me just say that. I lean at them doing this again. Again, do not put it on the split laps card though. I'm going to play the under 9 here. Back-to-back unders. I just don't know if it's going to work in my favor. I'm slightly regretting it, but the data is telling me to take the under in these games right now. You've got 80% of bets and nothing has happened. I think a lot of people are reading into the fact that Richardson, you've got really high ERAs coming in. Not great. We just need them to hold it together a little bit. That's it. That is it. I think the runs are going to predominantly come from this really bad bullpen though. There's just no way that we're going to get around it. After that first 5, all hell is going to break loose. So it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary. I just need you guys to walk with me and trust me on this one. We're going under 9 because of the data. I get it. Looking at all of this, how do you look at this and say, yeah, yep, split labs. I'm gonna tell you, I know it's gonna be scary. We're gonna hold our hand together through this. Give us the under 9 here, and we're gonna call it a day there. Because we're taking the under 9, we're gonna get even into more scarier territories. Let's take a look at some strikeout props here and see maybe what we can find. Let's see. Jake Irvin, how are we looking? Jake, you're at home. Last time you faced the Twins at home, you hit this comfortably. 6. My only concern is that you're coming off of 2 really good performances. Simeon Richardson, I have him going like above his typical, like, I just feel like he's gonna surprise people and have like this decent game where it's like, oh my gosh, Simeon, Woods, Richardson is just striking out the side. Like, this guy's probably gonna have like 3 Ks in the first inning and it's gonna leave people pissed off. Let me see, guys. Let's see. Did I have any versus the opponent data? All right, so the books are pricing for him going over his outs recorded. In 14.5 outs, it's easy enough if you just have some efficient innings. That's all that we need. We've got 2023 and 2024 data for the last time that this happened. He missed the mark just barely. Just barely. This is going to be scary. I know. This entire game on the slate for us is going to be scary. I think he's going to overperform. Look at his hit rate within the last 10 games. We got a 70% hit rate and he has not hit it in his last 2. I think this is it, guys. Give me Simeon Woods Richardson over 14.5 outs recorded for a -148. I'm feeling good about it. I feel it in my bones that he's just going to perform pretty well. So that's going to be my player prop of the day. Sorry guys, I know I typically try to keep this in order where I like do the player prop of the day at the end, just so we can kind of stick with the territory of going through the games that we're going to, but this feels like a really fantastic spot for us, so we're going to do that. I also might actually lean into a nerfy on this one, which is like I'm just double and tripling down on just scary things happening in this game. So if I end up having my first losing day of the week, I'm going to look back at this moment and truly scratch my head at why this happened. It's the first inning nerfy is at a -108, so it's at a pick'em. Do I want to do that? You know what? Screw it. We've got room to kill. Give me under 0.5 runs in the first inning at a -108. I just have this leaning towards the under here. They put up so many runs yesterday. I don't see it happening again today. The runs I definitely feel like are going to come after the first 5. So we're going to lean into just first 5 being low scoring, somehow team, and we're going to take that and run with it. Last game on the slate for us, guys. Let's take a look at these Cardinals and these Padres. I feel like I haven't looked at the Padres in a little bit. Not too much data coming in on here so far. So we've got some 50-50s. Cardinals coming into San Diego, though, 50% of bets, 64% of money on St. Louis. The run line has not changed, not too concerning given that we're clearly seeing the public is undecided on which side to take here for a spread. 32% of bets, 58% of money coming on St. Louis money line, straight up. Got some sharp bettors really liking St. Louis right now, so definitely something worth noting, and the books are respecting that money. And then the total, same exact thing, 50-50 matchup basically. We've got the over under 8. Nothing really to read into there. If I have to run through this really quickly, I know the Padres have been like a little iffy, but if we're looking at starting pitcher advantages, the Padres clearly have that in Michael King with a 2.62 ERA. Same thing, bullpen advantage, huge bullpen advantage for the Padres as well as a 3.75 ERA. I'm not really seeing on paper here how we back the Padres. Not the Padres, sorry, the Cardinals. And did they win yesterday? They played the Giants. I always expect the Padres to win against the Giants. I feel like they keep this rolling though. I just don't see a way where the Cardinals can upset the Padres here. So sorry guys, I'm gonna run through this one really quickly just because I think the data speaks for itself. The team, the bullpens, the starting pitcher advantage. I've got the Padres winning this one here as my last best bet of the day. So with that being said, those are all of my best bets for Thursday. Let's keep this win streak rolling. Let's continue to close out the week really strong. And as always, if you yourself want access to everything that you saw here today on the Split Labs dashboard, head over to the link in the description and the top pinned comment, splitlabs.net. Promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. And as always, if this video helps you out in any capacity or you plan on tailing or fading, it does not matter which one. Leave a like, subscribe, and drop it in the pinned comment. Let us know which one you're going to do. With that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.